Hi everyone, a huge welcome to Steve's Kitchen. Today we're going to make a traditional cheesecake, but we're going to put a spin on it and make this wonderful Christmas wreath cheesecake. Now this is going to be fantastic for the Christmas period, but to be honest, any time of the year, this is going to look just great. Come on, let me show you how. Now, you know on Steve's Kitchen, I don't often use the food processor, but look at this. It's a lovely Christmas red, and I thought I'd use it today and make it simple. I've got about 200 grams of oatmeal cookies or biscuits. You could use graham crackers. I was actually going to use a gingerbread. Now, 200 grams, about 7 ounces. So rather than use gingerbread biscuits, I'm using a more regular cookie, and then we're going to add our spice into it. So let's get the lid now on the processor. I'm going to give these a quick pulse, turn them into crumbs. And really that just takes a few seconds. Next thing I want to do is add a little spice into here. Now I'm using 3 spices, a little bit of cinnamon, some ginger and cloves. Now you could use a regular allspice, but I'm going to put about a teaspoon of cinnamon in there, a teaspoon of powdered ginger. Now with the clove, we're just going to add a little pinch, maybe about 1/8 of a teaspoon in there. Pop our lid back on, give that a little pulse. Get all the spices in with the cookie. Now I've got about 100 grams, 3.5 ounces of lightly salted butter. We just want to melt this in the microwave. So there is our melted butter now, and we are just going to pour that into our food processor. Doesn't need to be on when we pour it in. The butter is going to help bind the biscuit together in the base of the cheesecake. Now let's pop that off of there. That is smelling absolutely delicious, just like a gingerbread would smell. Now before we can use this, let's get and prepare our tin. Now down here I've got 8-inch, that's about 20 centimetre spring form tin. I want to put a bit of paper in the centre, and you've seen me do it many times before. We're just going to take some wax paper, just break a piece off, approximately the size of your tin. And then what you're just going to do is fold this up into an arrow shape. Just keep folding and folding like so until you get an arrow like that, and then roughly hold it to the center of the tin and just snip it off. And we are going to have an almost perfect circle of paper that we can just pop in the bottom of our tin like that. You want a glass with reasonably straight sides on it. Why? Because we're making a wreath cheesecake. I want to use the center of that paper there. There's a little spot in the center. Get your glass in the middle of your springform tin like so. And then we're going to take our biscuit crumb and just pour it into the tin around the glass. Now just hold that glass in place and distribute the cheesecake base around the center of the glass. Now a little tip, you could use the bottom of a rolling pin just to flatten the cheesecake base down. And when you've got it as you want, nice and flat like that, we're going to pop that into the fridge and let it chill. Whilst that's chilling, we get and make the cheesecake top. Now you can't make a cheesecake without cheese. Now most of the time we're going to use cream cheese, but today I want to give you the option of using cottage cheese. It's just that little bit lighter, a little bit fresher. I like it. Cream cheese will work, by the way. We've got 450 grams. That is about a pound of cottage cheese. Pop that into our food processor. And I've got about 300 grams, that's about 10.5 ounces of sour cream. Now you could use creme fraiche, either one will work. We want to sweeten that a little bit with 1/2 cup of Superfine or Castor sugar. Now who doesn't like a zesty flavour in their cheesecake? I'm going to take the zest off of the lime and also the juice off of a lime. Just squeeze it in there with the cream and the sugar. And in goes the lime, the beautiful zest of the lime. Now let's just pop that on there. Give it a little bit of a mix up to start with. Now the next thing I want to take is 200 grams of melting chocolate. Now just pop it into a microwave safe bowl, and we're just going to melt this down 30 seconds at a time until we've got molten chocolate. Now definitely if you decide to go the cottage cheese, but even cream cheese, just so this sets perfectly, a couple of teaspoons of gelatin down here into a little ramekin, 2 teaspoons, some hot kettle water, and just put a few tablespoons of water in there just to let the gelatin dissolve. We'll give this a little mix through whilst the chocolate's melting in the microwave. Now, look here, the chocolate there has melted beautifully. I'm just going to pour that in there now with our cheese and our cream. Now, what is the melted chocolate going to do to our cheesecake? You know what it's going to do. It's going to taste fantastic. Now the last thing going in there is our gelatin. Let's just pour it in with the rest of the mixture, pop the lid on to our food processor and finish giving this a good mix together. Now in the meantime, down here we've got our set cheesecake base. We want to get the lid off of that, take the blades out of there, and we are going to pour our cheesecake mixture into the tin. Now that is the perfect base for our cheesecake. Now let's pop this in the fridge and let it set over the next couple of hours and then come back and we'll set it up for Christmas. Now take a look at the cheesecake. It has been in the fridge a couple of hours and it's set beautifully. Now we have to get the glass out, which is no easy task, but it's not too difficult. Let me show you how. The way to release the glass from the center is take warm water from the tap. Don't use kettle water, you might crack your glass. Now just gently pop it in the center, don't get any on your cheesecake. Let it rest in there just for a moment or so and then just start to give a little twist of the, don't squeeze too hard, and gently you'll start to see the glass twists loose like that, and that glass is just going to pop out of the center. Pull it up carefully and there you have it, a perfect circle, almost looks like a polo. So now I just have to release this from the pan. I've just undone the clip on the side. Now look over here quickly. All these beautiful red fruits. That is the next thing. We're going to be putting the decoration on top of this, making our wreath. But I have to get this out of here. Come back down. I have to get this out of here first and get it onto my serving plate. Now, hopefully that's going to come off, not too difficultly. And I think that is looking fantastic. Come in a bit closer, have a look at the cheesecake. It's on the board. We've got these beautiful fruits here, reds. I've got an accent of blueberries as well, which I'm going to be popping on there. What I want you to do, or what we're going to do, is take our fruit. These are the strawberries I have in this tray here, and we're just going to lay them fairly randomly around the top, and we might go for a little sort of crisscross hatch design and slowly build the fruit up. Some larger strawberries perhaps, drop some little blueberries in there. I've got some wonderful cherries as well. Now, I've got to act pretty quickly because if you're in Australia, it's 38 degrees, that's 100 degrees Fahrenheit today. This should be not filmed. You should actually make this, get it chilled down in the fridge. Because we're so hot today, the cheesecake is starting to bulge out. So I'm going to take a slice now. So there it is. There is a slice of my Christmas wreath cheesecake. Now I've got the rest in the fridge because it is too hot here today to keep it out, and I want to serve it later on to the family. By the way, I did put some raspberry coulis, which I made earlier on my channel. There's a video if you want to get across and check that out. I drizzled that over as well, just to sort of put a gloss on there. Now, I'm going to give this a try now. I've been dying to try this. As you can see, it looks absolutely delicious. Here goes. We've got that gingerbread taste at the bottom, hopefully, and the cheesecake. Yum. That is one of the best cheesecakes I've had in a long time. I love the spices, the cinnamon, the nutmeg coming out there, the fruit. This is a great one to make Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, Boxing Day. Just something a little bit different for the family. Lots of fun. It looks fantastic. Make sure the room is not too hot when you make it so the cheesecake stays together. This would freeze as well. Please share the love, give this one the thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. You know, with the pomegranate, the raspberry coulis, that is so delicious, and I can't express how much the spice tastes just fantastic. I think I might even do that on most of my cheesecakes from now on because it is delicious. I'll leave a link here to some Christmas playlist, another video perhaps, and I'd love to hear your comments down below. Take care, see you next time.